Good morning, folks. Welcome aboard another day of building Evie. An exciting day. Evie's getting dressed. It's getting our signage. So, got to move the boat. So I moved the boat over to the left-hand side of the marina there, or what was over my left-hand shoulder. Steve was just looking up the design on his phone. I went to get my laptop in a minute. Neither worked well. Steve went back to the car, which is just a bit further away than average, which is why we were looking things up. But anyway, he went back to the car and got a printout of how things all lined up and what have you, so that he can get things in the right places. But Steve from Cambridge Designs and Graphics, he does other things like workwear and any promotional material and stuff. But he's obviously done a number of. I think he said this was a sixth boat in the marina. He normally does vans and things as well. But also, this design was made by Dan Bob at Creature Creates. This is actually my second effort at a voiceover on this because it sounded like it was just a promotional video for these two, which is just because of how helpful they both have been. Steve, obviously, with the application and stuff. I initially talked to Steve before the winter, and we were just getting in the winter, and he said, "Well, you're better off waiting," and that actually gave me enough time that. I then discussed things with Dan Bob, a friend of mine, who does branding work and things. As I say, he has a company called Creature Creates. And so Dan Bob was happy to be involved, which was great. He took me through a whole sort of branding exercise. Is it serious or humorous or this or that or and all sorts of other things and inspirations, and Dan Bob really took me on a journey that I didn't really expect. It was great to experience and go through that, and it's led us to a design that I'm really happy with, and I think works very well. Works much better than what I had initially come up with. So that's best left in the annals of history. I'm not going to show you that one, I don't think. So anyway, I can't recommend these two enough. The links will be in the description below. Though none of this is paid content creation or anything, I paid these guys for their services and very happy to have done so. With these getting things lined up, then I'm very pleased that we realised that the bow moons and things had been just produced incorrectly colour wise, and so anyway, Steve went back and recut them, and that's fine. Then you'll see them applied later, but spinning the boat round much easier with a bow thruster than it was on Tilly, but still, just one of these things. Then the getting the back on, and one of the things with that I'm kind of pleased about having Steve do it is that things don't line up. I tend to measure everything and just say, well, it should be millimetre perfect. Well, the boat is not square. It's not designed to be square. In this area particularly, it's got it does curve in and up and what have you. So whilst it is possible to measure things from any given point, and I actually learned from watching Steve do this how he measures not to the beginning of the letter or whatever, but to a point that he obviously knows where it is that better to measure to, as in the end of the first letter or the middle of the graphic or something, which just isn't what I would have done. I would have always kind of gone to the first edge or something, I think. So I'm really glad that I got Steve to apply these things professionally rather than have me do it. You have to do it in sort of bits to give the first thing a bit of time to stick before it goes off, and then you can apply, or you can take off the first cover and apply the next bits, or just take off the cover if that's what it is, as with the name plate. But anyway, so I really don't have much to say. This is very much into the Jeremy Waffle territory. I can't explain anything about what was really going on here, other than trying to get things lined up. But honestly, Steve was far better at lining things up than me. And at one point, this point here, then I think I interfered a bit too much, and having realised, then I just took myself away, because it's really rude interrupting professionals when they're doing their work, and that wasn't. So anyway, Steve got that right, and then I pulled the bow in whilst he went and recut these to the colours that I wanted, without the beige behind the moons. These moons are just grey, and so anyway, this is Steve putting that on, and he's made a VE with the E with both of them, so that then they're lined up. He can get the E in exactly the right spot over the top of the V, if you see what I mean. So that is these things going on. And as I say, I was trying to be helpful, but trying to keep out of the way. So here she is in all her glory. There's the bow, with the scientific notation of escape velocity, the number, which I think looks really quite good there. And then we get to the pièce de résistance and aim. So there'll be the canopy will come down about 3 or 4 inches at the top there. And so that's why it's a little bit lower than halfway. But I'm really happy. I think it looks good. It looks very different having a name on the boat. So this is a going out name, Escape Velocity, much like a good racehorse. Has a stable name, Evie to her friends. Take care, see you tomorrow. So I realised that I should probably say something about having hit 500 subscribers. Apparently it's noteworthy, Google tells me. I don't think it's noteworthy until I get to 1,000. I think that at that point in time, then I get a share of a pittance of an ad revenue of some description. But anyway, it's been nice to have the 500 of you aboard for the time that I've been doing this. I do like the fact that occasionally somebody asks me something about why I'm doing something. The how is very much not my territory, but the why, I do know why I'm doing things, even if I don't know what I'm doing. As I say, just a guy on the internet who doesn't know I can't. But thanks for being aboard, and hopefully you'll be here when I finish.